Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hey. Looking great, looking sharp. We got Ensemble Musicianship for you. Flute Pro Series, folks at home. Hope you've been having tons of fun on the flute, making tons of progress. As we always say, that's what Pro Series is for. And today, we're talking about how to play better in an ensemble. This is Ensemble Musicianship. We're going to tackle many of the main concepts that are associated with ensemble playing to make you a better musician. We're helping to develop your ear further with intonation, with style, dynamic range, and of course blending into the ensemble that you're playing with, right? We want you to take all of this information back into whatever ensemble that you play. And of course everything else, we want you to take that back to everything that you've learned inside of Pro Series. Now we got a little warm up here for you, some things to think about here, tons of air, great sound the whole time. Make sure you're listening across the ensemble at home. Make sure your TV volume is up loud enough so that you can fit your sound into this gorgeousness that they are making. A little warm up here, so you want to be paying very close attention to the characteristic tone quality that you're making and the quality of the music as well. Okay, here we are in a little warm up. 1, 2, great sound. Fantastic job. Great sounds coming out of this fantastic ensemble. Hopefully out of you too. Exercise B now. We're thinking about balance, which is what? The appropriate volume level for each part such that the overall sound quality and sonority of the ensemble is heard effectively and that all the melodic parts are able to be heard well, right? That's balance. And blend, making sure that the quality of your tone, the characteristic tone quality, fits with everyone so it sounds like one mega flute presenting an ensemble, right? No phrase markings here in this one. Look ahead now to see where the apex notes are. In other words, the arrival points of the phrases. So look for those. We got E flat major, no biggie, you can handle. Let's do it. Here's B. 1, 2, ready. Very lovely. Super great job. Very nice music made the whole time, right? What did they do? They used air to give shape and direction to the line. It was not just a bunch of whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, whatever they had, right? They are always spinning energy through every part of the line. Very valuable skill as a musician. And so now we have exercise C. Cut time, G major. No biggie, you got this. Half note's going to get the beat. Watch for the accidentals that you see in measure 5, right, and 11, not too tough. Just look ahead and use those great sight reading skills to be ready. We've also got a hairpin crescendo for you on that last note. Check it out. That's across the ensemble. You don't see the other parts, but they have crescendos too, and what they're going to do is make sure that they all crescendo sort of at the same rate so that the overall sonority gets louder. We're not talking about two parts just getting louder or two parts getting louder while this one doesn't quite get as loud. We want the overall gestalt, as we say, to come across as rising as well. Very important and valuable skill to be able to listen for what your colleagues are doing in terms of dynamics, right? Yeah. So what do you need to make that happen? Make sure your TV volume is up loud enough so you can hear all this gorgeousness right here and fit your sound into it. Cool? Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Very lovely sound. Great job. And man, great job out of Fausto over here. You notice how, looking through that particular exercise, he has spotted all the places where the pitch dramatically falls and then rises again through those quarter notes. He's using that as the indication that I should use more air here to shape the phrase. That's a very sophisticated musical tool that we want in your toolbox too as well. Okay? So be aware of that kind of thing and look for that as you move through everything that you play in ensembles, your solos as well. And we're going to move on. But before we do that, I got to tell you, all the cool people that we have, I mean, look at them. Aren't they awesome? Here on the Flute Pro Series set. Come this way, because we got a cool lady over on the end here. Pretty smile. This is Kimberly Zipoli from the University of Central Florida. Go the Knights. That's right, black and gold. She's a second-year music education major. We want to teach high school, middle school? High school, you want her to be your band director because she is super cool and awesome. Playing a fantastic fourth flute part for you today. The low, rich darkness of the flute low register, which we like a lot. She's got glorious sound. She's got really great control of pitch in that register, and that's why she's playing this part. You want to listen to feel and hear how that should sound all the time when you play low notes. She also likes water sports, and she's a brand new sister of the Sigma Alpha Iota chapter at UCF, right? Cool. Thanks for coming to hang. We appreciate it. Right here on the third part, this is Mr. Cedric Board from the Jacksonville State University, student of Miss Kelly Krotz, who is the flute instrumental advisor for all of Flute Pro Series. We love her. She is very cool and awesome. And he is also a music education major, as I recall. You want to teach high school, middle school? They like the high school. They want to do the marching band thing. That's cool, you know, if you like that kind of thing. Great. And generally, he's a computer guy as well. Playing the third part for you today. Makes you realize, doesn't matter which book you get, right? First, second, third, fourth, 12th. You have to play it to the best of your ability, 125%, and that's what you're getting out of this guy right here, because he always does that. Thanks for coming to hang, man. We appreciate it. And then right here on the second part, this is Patrick Kleins, as well from the Jacksonville State University, student of the KC, Kelly Krotz. She's awesome. We love her. She is super cool. You've seen her before in a couple other Pro Series things. We love her. And you're a music major over there as well. He's applying for graduate school right now because he is a senior. Get it? That's good. We're glad to be done. That's for sure. And where are you applying these days? Everywhere, all over the place. Lots of good flute programs, and he just wants a master's degree in the flute, which is way awesome. Playing the second book for you today. Again, fine ensemble player. Lets you know why you have to play well on any part you're given. Thanks for coming to hang. We appreciate it. And on the end, we got a great guy, staple of the Flute Pro Series. We call him the Doctor. This is Fausto Miro. Friends, get a look at this guy because he is the man, the myth, the legend, and fantastic flute player as well. And so he's throwing down your part today, which means you got to listen to him all day. By the way, this guy's an extraordinary vocalist as well. Last year he went on this great trip where he was playing the flute with a huge ensemble and singing with a huge ensemble. All of that, doing both of those things at the same time, same trip. Way awesome. Where'd you go? Austria. So it was a very important international trip. That's pretty awesome. And also is a student at the University of South Florida. What year are you, sir? Third year. Whew. Got lots of magic to make yet for this one here. And your major is? Doing voice and flute, like I said. Fantastic guy. Thanks for coming to hang, man. Yep, we're always glad to have him and everybody. They're beautiful. You're beautiful. Let's roll. I'm beautiful. Section 2. Exercise A, right? Major power chords here. Whoo! So playing this one twice. First time you're playing the fifth. That's right, the fifth of the chord. And what do we need to know about that? The second time, the third you're going to play. What do you need to know about that? We're going to think about it. Listen carefully to your place inside the chord. When you are playing the fifth, you usually want to aim a little higher than would naturally be the center of the pitch because of the adjustment of pitches inside of a major chord that we want when we play inside of a harmony. Now, on the major third, you're going to want to aim slightly lower. That means you're going to want to be just a hair underneath the center of that pitch to really produce the great adjustment of pitches inside a major chord, right? So we're going to give you a little demo here of how that impacts the chordal sonority, right? So here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you guys play this chord here, and then Fausto's going to come in, all right? He's going to be underneath that pitch, and then he's going to pull it up to where it should be when we're inside of a chord, and then you will hear how nice it is. Okay, here's that little demo, guys. Ready? And Hear how he lifted that pitch right to the exact temperament where we are supposed to be in relationship from a tonic to that fifth scale degree. Very important inside of a chord. Now we're going to show you the third, okay, so that you can hear that as well. Notice a big difference, don't you? So when we hear the tonic in relationship to the third, and he just played a regular third, right, and he had to actually temper that down just a little bit to produce the right quality of a major chord that we want to hear. Right? Now, how did he do that? Because you might have heard when you play the flute that you want to roll out or lift your head up or lift your head down or roll crazy or whatever, turn your flute back around and bark like a dog to make the pitch better. No good, right? We want you to use your air stream instead. So you want to direct the air a little higher if you need to lift the pitch up, right? That is accomplished with air, and you're going to direct that airstream down a little bit in terms of angle if you want to temper that pitch down or flatten it. Cool? That's a better way to think about pitch adjustment on your instrument. That way we're not going on every single pitch so we don't have to jump around on the flute, right? We can keep our flute exactly where it is and use the airstream as our pitch modulator. Now also something we want to know about that is, why do we not roll? Because when we roll or if we lift our head up, the impact of the air on the lip plate and the flute in general is going to change the characteristic tone quality that you get. We don't want that. We want you to have that same gorgeous tone the entire time. So better direction of air, not so great. Roll around, lift your head and do all that stuff. Direction of air, much better. Cool. Let's work on the fifth. This is the first time, okay? First time through this, we're going to work on the fifth. Make sure you play a little high on the fifth. Here we go. Two. Very nice job. Great job. You heard him lift up the fifth on all of those. Now, we're going to do that one more time, this time on the third. And what do you do for the third? You bring it down just a little from the center of the pitch. You'll hear it lock into gorgeous place. You'll hear it with your ear, and your ear will get so much better. You'll hear it fall right into the place where it sounds lovely. Listen very carefully for that. That's how your ear gets developed. Okay, second time through, same deal. Here we go. Third, you're on the third, bring it down. One, two, ready? Very lovely. Great job. Great pitch as well all the way through there. You heard him scoot that three down just a little bit, and that's what we want you to do as well. Make sure that's part of your musical toolbox, because in any time that you're playing in a chordal sonority, band, orchestra, even as a soloist with a piano, you need to understand where you fall as a scale degree within the chord. And that knowledge helps you adjust the pitch so that you can achieve the right temperament, right? Which we dig a lot. Be thinking about that. We got exercise B now, doing the same thing, but we're in F minor. Right? Same deal as before. This is going to be a minor triad, though. Now we're going to open the toolbox, put in some skills for minor chords. That means, however, that the fifth is still going to be a little bit wide like before. We want you to still scoot it just a little bit higher. We're going to demo that for you. And then we're going to also demo the minor third. And guess what? The minor third, we're going to bring up a hair to achieve the right chordal sonority. Okay? So here's the first time, a little demo for you. You're going to see the fifth. It's going to be a little high. Here we go. And you hear that magic? And it scoots right into pitch. We love that. That's super good. Okay, now we're going to show you the third. We're going to pull this one up as well because it's in minor. Okay, so here we go. Achieves that really great sonority. That's what we want. Did you grab it? That's your skill. So both in the minor chords, fifth coming high, minor third coming high, We love it. Here comes exercise B. This is the first time, and you're going to do the fifth. Take it high. 1, 2, ready. Fantastic. Great job. That's the fifth, a little high, and now the third. You're going to take that a little high as well. Okay. Second time through. Here we go, guys. Oh, wait. Hold on. And remember, you're playing with Patrick because he's got the minor third. Listen carefully. 1, 2, ready. Very lovely. Great job, Mr. Patrick, on the third. How'd you do? Minor thirds, come high. Fifths, come high. Really put those in your musical toolbox. You'll use that all the time. Band directors will love it if you are adjusting pitches to make chords sound better across your band or orchestra, in fact, sure. Exercise C. Now this one's got some dissonances. What do we want you to do here? Play into the dissonances, but you want to aim to resolve perfectly each time, right to where they're supposed to go. This is relatively easy to play. So why do we got just whole notes here? We want you to have sophistication, the execution of really giving energy to a dissonance and moving to a consonance with confidence and really great projection of energy forward. And you're listening to the center of that pitch to find exactly where it goes, right? The dissonance informs your consonants. That's a very, very valuable skill. Okay, here's exercise C. Here we go, guys, on C. 1, 2, ready. Fantastic. Now that's a short one, but a sweet one. You might want to press back on that and try to hear that as much as possible. You heard them give tons of energy and air into that dissonance, and then it was so sweet and nice and gorgeous. When we arrived at the consonance, the place where it sounds like all the notes belong together, the dissonance gives us that color, that tension, that then gives us the drama of that resonant consonance, which we like a lot, okay? Get as much skill with that as possible. It really informs your music making. Okay, so we're on to section 3, and we got exercise A. We're trying now. So we're talking about pitch before, right? That was ensemble intonation. Now we're thinking about ensemble accents. In other words, trying to match style across the ensemble. This one's about listening. It's about ensemble musicianship. We have different markings at the beginning of each repeated section. See that? So what are we going to do? We're going to listen very carefully. We're going to match style across the ensemble. Let's do it. Here's A. Here we are. Ready, guys? On A. Oh, P.S. Hold on one second. We got to match style. How are we going to do that? This gets weight on the front with a little decay. So you're going to lighten up just a little bit in volume. Not too much, right? But punctuate with air, not tongue. What's the next thing? Forte piano. So loud soft. And really try to emulate what you've got going on here. Plus, you see a crescendo there. Sometimes they don't got crescendos. This time it does. Really match that. Make sure the volume and rising through the crescendo matches. And then sforzando, we teach that as use the accent on the front of the note, yes, with weight, but you're going to sustain that volume that you create with the accent all the way through the note. Usually created sforzandos to pop out of the texture, which we want for you. And then the last one, you got tenutos. Just use a da-tongue, nice and smooth, and give that note full value. Okay, same volume all the way through that. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Very nice. Again. Very good. Forte piano. Again. Sforzando. Very nice. Same volume. And tenuto. Excellent. Fantastic job. Really great job of demonstrating the different styles. That is a fantastic exercise, and if I was a flute player that needed to work on my articulation and style, I would do that one a whole bunch, because you really get an ear for what you need to know to create style on the flute, right? We love that. Okay, so we're at exercise B now. Check that out. We're going to ramp it up a little bit. Listen, blend style across the ensemble as well as everything else. This is kind of funky in a little round here. It's fun. So really strive for the precision in the style. We want clarity in style. Make sure that happens. Subdivide and have that constant eighth note track going on in your head, so you're going chuck, 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 right? The whole time thinking about the eighth note. And here we go. 1, 2. Very fine. Great job on the style. Super precise on the staccatos and those accent tenutos. Got full value right with a little weight on the front, which we like a lot. Use the air right there to create that weight sound, the da, and then give it the tenuto, right? Full value of the pulse. Makes magic. We got exercise C now. Some real application of all of this stuff. We got style markings everywhere. So we're really trying to blend across the ensemble to create, as these guys are, mutually acceptable style, which we like. Count, because this one's a doozy. You got some craziness. You got to subdivide. Chuck, 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 chuck. And if you get frustrated, what do you got at your disposal? Little remote control right here that you just go back or pause it, and I'll shut up and you can keep going anytime, which we like. Here's C. 1, 2, ready? Very nice. Great job. Super good on the style. I say it a lot because they're awesome. They do great every time. Yeah, we want you to do great every time. Do you feel like the tools that are in your musical toolbox, right out here in front of you that you use every time you make music, that those tools are becoming more refined, they are sharper, and that there are more of them, which we like quite a bit, right? We want tons of those tools at our disposal anytime we make music. Yeah, we got section 4. Now we're talking about balance. Exercise A. Be very aware of your dynamics versus the ensembles. So we want you to be always aware of, am I fitting into the ensemble, or do I feel like I'm super loud? That is where your TV volume becomes really important as you use Pro Series. We want you to feel like you're part of the ensemble. If the TV volume's like this low and you're way up here, then you're not really getting that balance skill that we want you to get. So make sure that that's up loud enough, right? Annoy the neighbors. So always stay within the ensemble sound, even though you're singing out with the melody when you have it. Exaggerate your dynamics to create great shape in the line. Remember, don't go overboard. We want to get that great, rich, rounded flute sound all the time. Always use your air to direct your sound and shape the musical line. The air creates the direction and the energy that you need. We play wind instruments, right? Here comes exercise A. One, two, ready. Fantastic job. Really excellent job on that breath attack on that last note. See that low D? Woo, hard to execute with an accent staccato. Use that breath attack. Give it that energy down there in the low register. How'd you do with the style and all of the dynamics as well? Did you feel like you're part of the ensemble? Remember, our focus here is balancing, so we're making sure that even though we're singing out whatever melody we have, there are parts, like, say, example, the 5th measure and the 6th measure, where you have a harmonic tone, and then the 3rd part had the melody there. So you have to always be aware of what part is important as you roll through it. Okay, so we got exercise B now. Still always be critical of how well you're matching the dynamics of this great group right back here, because they're so good. And and they're really executing dynamics very well. We want you to be a part of that. Show noticeable differences between the mezzo piano, the mezzo forte, and of course between the subito piano, double forte that you see there, fortissimo. You see that in the last two measures. Check that out. Kind of cool and fun. Check the accidentals as well. Use your air. Think about your ears. Play this to the best of your ability. Here's B. 1, 2, Great job, guys. Super good on the style. You heard that very fine subito piano, their execution there, and the dynamics through that. Supported sound. They are matching style through the staccatos in that first part. You should be too. You should be finding that exact length of note that the ensemble is making. That's how we match articulation across an ensemble and achieve an overall great sonority and overall unified style that we like a lot. Here's exercise C. Check it out. Keep on applying the best dynamic skills that you've got going on. Remember, dynamics should never adjust pitch or tone quality as you use the air, right? The dynamics are just amplifying the sound, producing a greater volume, but the sound retains its still rich quality. The pitch is still nice and centered. Never resort to bad embouchure changes to alter your dynamics. Yeah, because that's when you'll really lose tone quality and really lose pitch control. So the speed and the amount of the air that you're putting through and across that lip plate, right, directly affect the quality of your dynamic changes. You've got to remember that to really execute dynamics well. Okay, here's C. C, guys, here we are. Lots of lovely dynamics. Make them happen. Watch the repeat. And 1, 2, and ready. Lovely. Great job on all of those dynamics, guys, especially those decrescendos, very controlled. They're listening to each other, right? They're making sure that I'm not getting too soft too soon because I'm staying right up here with the overall sonority. The overall volume lowers like this instead of and all over the place. That's when we lose support. We don't like that. It all goes at the same time. Think about that when you're in all of your ensembles. Ensemble musicianship. Doesn't matter if we're in a flute quartet or a huge, ginormous marching band in chairs, right? All right, so we got section 5. It's the last round. We're working on blending still. This is the bonus round, though. We got 3 little exercises here. Exercise A. This is what we've been doing the entire lesson, but now you're going to put it all together. So you're focusing on intonation, where you are in chords, that's pitch, and matching articulations, and of course, unified dynamic changes. That is the stuff that we've been talking about with ensemble musicianship. Maintain your fast air column for these staccato notes, right? We want them to be light, supported, lovely, unified articulation. Here's A. 1, 2. Fantastic, great job. You know what? That's all. The entrances are all over the place there, so if you're reading carefully and you're creating a really great staccato, what you're doing is preparing for your entrance personally while listening to what's going on around you, trying to match articulation with that, and of course dynamic level. But you don't always play at the same time with people, so you have to develop that musical independence. So now we've talked about tons of stuff for ensemble musicianship, but what are we now touching upon? The independence that you need as a musician to play within an ensemble well, because you don't always play together, right? Very important skill to have in the toolbox is independence. So we got B now. Check it out. Second to last one. Push forward. We're doing great. You got the solo line here. You still want to shape the line, but you're listening, of course, when you shape that line to how well you're fitting the ensemble that is supporting you, right, in this case. We still want you to apply fast finger technique. No sloppy fingers. No lobster flute hands that are, right? Don't do that. That was my best lobster. Don't tell anybody. Keep on directing your air across the bar lines This is a very fine musical tool, of course, keeping that air moving all the time. Here's B. 1, 2, ready. Very lovely. Great job. Now you notice, a little different on the second time through. We give you 2 times to do these so that you can shape things differently, right? We want to learn how to make contrast between similar phrases. In other words, they got the same notes, they got the same rhythms, got the same articulation. We don't want to hear the same thing exactly the same twice. Put a little nuance in there, a little subtlety, so that we have some differentiation between the music that we're making. That will separate you as a musician for sure. Subtlety and nuance. And the last one has arrived. We're on exercise C. So listen very carefully here to the intonation, and your quarter note leaps go all over the place. Woohoo, yeah! All across the register. Make sure you're listening carefully. Give direction to measure 4 and try to shape through the ands of those 8th notes. Push forward. Listen carefully and match the staccato links in the last 3 measures. And this is the one, man. Pull it all together. Make it happen. Here's C. And here we go on C, last one. 1, 2. Great job. Woo! And that is the end of Ensemble Musicianship. Hope you had a great time. Hope that last exercise worked out for you. If not, remember, you always got the back button. Playing in ensembles, my friends, is not easy. For sure, there are many factors to take into account if you're going to have great ensemble skills that make you a great musician. Always be using your ear in every ensemble that you're in. It is paramount. Listen to who has the important part and adjust your dynamics accordingly all the time. Think about unified style. Think about real center of pitch and all the pitch adjustments that you need to know how to do to be a great player in an ensemble in terms of chordal sonorities. If you had any troubles, you know where to go. ProSeriesNow.com, where there's plenty of people that have got solutions for your questions or any problems. You can upload video, you can enter some messages, you can talk to cool people that know how to play really well. And so, we hope you had a great time with Ensemble Musicianship and all of Pro Series. We'll see you real soon. And do the right arm. Bye now. Woo! Pound it, guys. Pound, pound, let's blow it. Let's blow it.